Yo, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, what is this? We're back, family. It's been a while, but we are here, ready to get to it. Ready to get to it. Yeah. I'm about to make this a thing. This YouTube thing will be a thing. I'm trying to get better at long form content, so this is my attempt at doing so. Welcome. I recently have had this saying on my mind. Tutto passa. And you've probably seen this old guy. I'll put him up on the screen, maybe like right here. I've loved this picture a lot, and I didn't know why. Tutto passa, this saying, tattooed on his chest. In Italian, means everything will pass. Everything will pass. And I have some notes. I want to go over this saying because it means a lot to me. The Lord has been putting it on my heart recently. I've seen it on a lot of people's Instagram posts. And today I was at a coffee shop and I heard this song playing and I tried to Shazam it, but I couldn't. For some reason it wasn't working. So the barista came over with a note and on it was the song Tutto passa. What do you know? So I figured I'd look it up, do some research on the saying, and it kind of applies to my life a lot. Everything will pass. And I am going to dive into it a little bit, what it means to me, what this saying means. I'm Italian. I have some Italian in my blood. I've been called to go to Italy, which I haven't yet, but I want to really, really badly. And I want to see the Dolomites. I want to backpack. I want to just go visit Italy. I, for some reason, feel connected to that. And for some reason, this quote, tutto passa, has come up. So I decided to deep dive into it. And like I said, the old man, this guy sticks in my head. I don't know why, but this is everything I want to be. Just an old guy who's lived life with an awesome tattoo and just absorbing the sunlight. What more can you ask for? Anyways, everything passes. And it does. And it's hard to wrap our head around that because as humans, the only thing that we experience is right now. Whether that's pain, whether it's sorrow, grief, joy, we experience that now. And to hold on to that idea that it will pass is powerful. For me, in this time of transition, as I'm living in a fraternity house, as I'm trying to build something with this content, it means that everything will pass. All of this struggle, the beginning phase that I'm in, it's gonna go away. And it's bittersweet. It really is. Because the season that I'm in, it's going to go away. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that because, again, I live in the present, you know? Since I've lived here in this frat house, my goals have switched. I was quite the partier, did a lot of drinking, did a lot of drugs. I was addicted to weed for a very long time because that's just what I was surrounded with. That was okay. And now that I'm focusing on my health, creating content, trying to help people, trying to help you, I've changed up my lifestyle, but I'm still in the same place. So it's a weird paradox transition thing that I have going on. But let's get into it. The emotions that we feel seemingly last forever. when I was going through a breakup about 6 months ago, the pain, the sorrow, the sadness that I felt, I didn't think that it was going to end. Because when you're in the storm, the only thing you can see around you is clouds and lightning and rain. When you're in it, that's all you can see. It feels like forever. When is this storm going to pass? And then it eventually does. It eventually does. And that's what the focal point of this saying is. But even so, yes, it applies to the bad parts of life. It also applies to the good parts. Because when we are thinking about the good, we got to remember too that this is going to pass. The time that we spend with our friends, it's going to pass. The time that we spend doing what we love, it's going to go away. We're not going to do that anymore. So it's almost a paradox when we're talking about the bad stuff. It's like, okay, this is going to pass. And then when we're talking about the good stuff, it's like, dang it, this is going to pass. So it allows us to cherish the moment even more. It allows us to enjoy the moment even more. It gives us all the more reason to love the moment that we're in, especially when we're in good times. And I know I'm jumping around a lot. This is my first ever talking YouTube video, so give me a break, you know. I'm a lot of how do I say this? I'm a thinker. I like to think. I overthink a lot of things. And as an overthinker, this concept is hard for me to wrap my head around because when I'm overthinking, it doesn't seem like this is ever going to end. Whether that's, I'll give it to the breakup, okay? When I was breaking up with this woman, it was very difficult for me. It still is at times. But it reminds me not to get attached to those feelings. To allow them to come, feel them, and then just allow them to pass. Especially with sadness. When I feel sad, I want that feeling to go away. So badly. It doesn't feel good to be sad. But if I do feel it, if I let it in and just let the emotions come and take over me, it'll pass. It always does. Tutto passa. Everything passes. And another quote that I really like that goes to do with this, it kind of ties in, is the sun always rises. When I was pledging in a fraternity, it was a challenging time in my life. We had to wake up earlier than we wanted to. We had to stay out later than we wanted to. We had to do things that we didn't necessarily want to do. And for those of you that were in a fraternity or know or were involved in fraternal activities, you know what I'm talking about. I don't really have to go any further than that. It sucked. And one thing that they always said is that the sun always rises. No matter how long your night is, no matter how bad your day is, the sun will always rise again. A new day will come. And that got me through. That quote got me through pledging. And it reminds me of this tutto passa quote. Everything will pass, the sun always rises. They kind of go hand in hand. But even then, the sun rising, that too is going to pass. Then it becomes midday, then the sun sets, and it happens all over again. And I'm kind of going in circles, I feel like, but I just wanted to share it because this quote was awesome to me. Don't get too attached to the highs. Don't get too crushed by the lows. Stay steady, keep building. Everything will pass. What else did I write here? I have a little notebook thing that I wrote some notes in. But it also is a good reminder that everything in life is temporary. The pain, the joy, the suffering, the happiness, all of it, it's temporary. And it allows us to just enjoy it even more. Just enjoy it. Be there, be present in the feeling that you're feeling, because it's going to pass, it's going to go away. And when we're in the future, say 20 years from now, we're going to give anything to be back where I am right now, to be back where we are right now, to be young, to be youthful, to not have a family to worry about, to not have bills to pay, to not have a house to pay, mortgage, all this stuff, all these extra stresses in life. I don't have to deal with that right now. So I need to soak in my youth right now. It's such a good reminder. It gives everything more meaning. All the good stuff, like talking with your friends. If you're in college, guess what, dude? You're not going to be able to go to your friend's house next door and hang out with them anymore after you graduate. And this part is hitting me. I graduate this spring it's February, so in like 4 months, dude, I'm going to graduate. 3 months, I'm done with college, I'm done with school. I'm never gonna see some of my college friends ever again. So I am really trying to soak it in as much as I can, because it will pass, it's gonna go away. And it reminded me too of Ecclesiastes, this book in the Bible. I love this book, it's one of my favorite books, and it talks about your seasons changing, how nothing matters. I think the opening line in it, I have my Bible right here, and I feel like I have it marked. Ecclesiastes. Where are you? Ecclesiastes. The first thing that it says, everything is meaningless. Which honestly, if everything is meaningless, that also means everything has some meaning. But when you flip to the end of Ecclesiastes, the last thing that it says, now all has been heard, here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it's good or evil. Fear God and keep his commandments. Tutto passa. Everything will pass. It's a paradox. The last thing I want to leave us with is that paradoxical part of this saying, tutto passa. In hard moments, it feels permanent. You're thinking, when is this going to go away? When is this going to pass? It feels like when you're sitting in the now, in the shitty parts, that it's going to take forever to get out of it. I remember when I was a kid, I broke my parents' trust a lot. And I remember thinking this, like, oh my gosh. I spent so long building up my parents' trust, and now I just did one thing and it tore it all down. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Excuse my French. But it's all a wave. And just like a wave, it has its low point, it has its high point, it has its low point, it has its high point. The tide pulls, it pushes, and the hard moments will go away. The good moments will go away. And this is where the paradox comes in. In the hard moments, it feels permanent. And in the good moments, it feels fleeting. It's like, dang it, this is gonna go away? Like, what? And so it's sacred. It teaches us, it's saying, to cherish the good moments, because they are going to pass too. Cherish those times where you're sitting at the coffee shop with your friends. Cherish the moments when you are running with your friends. Cherish the moments that you have peace, that you're lifting weights, that you're doing the things that you love to do, because guess what? You're not always going to be able to do those things. You're never going to experience this again. This exact moment, I'm never gonna get again, which is crazy. But it's eye-opening. It makes me cherish it even more. This is my first ever talking YouTube video. I'm never gonna get this again. I'm gonna look back and be like, wow, I probably grew a lot, or wow, what the fuck was I saying? It's awesome. It's awesome. And when you're in the good moments, it teaches us just to slow down. Enjoy the present moment because it's rare. Enjoy the people that you meet. Enjoy the friends that you have now. Love them. Because the hard moments and the good moments, they're both temporary. It's gonna go. Tutto passa. Everything passes. And there's one quote that I really liked, and I'll leave us with this. Everything passes. Tutto passa. So choose what you want to carry forward. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to achieve and accomplish? Who do you want to be? You have no obligation to be who you were 5 minutes ago. You can change. You have the power. You are in control. The man upstairs is going to help you out. Fear the Lord. Fear God. Choose what you want to carry forward. That's it. Love you, family. Till next time.